gonna start with the horizon. Bago pa ng konti. Yun. Okay, so we're gonna put first the vanishing point. This is vanishing point 1, vanishing point 2. So this is a traditional 2-point perspective cube. Then we put the line here. In the middle, this is the edge of the box. So, or a building. And you have to connect it there. Yeah. And this will connect it there. This will be parallel dito.
With Birch Tree Fortified, itotubuhos natin ang nutrisyon at pagmamahal.
And this time, just to show you this as an example,
No,
I'm
this
going
one
to
is
make
this horizon
the
line.
horizon line a little bit uneven. It's going up. Alright, so I'm going to put the first van is establish my horizon line, or at least think about it. We already learned this in the last lesson for 1-point perspective, so let's not cover it again. So there's my horizon line. And in this example, I'm going to distribute the 2 points evenly, just to see what happens. So they're going to be here and here. And right in the middle, I'm going to place the edge of the box. So, 1-point perspective, we're looking directly at it. We rotated it. And now I'm going to establish this edge right in here. It's the closest edge to me. And then from there, we're going to kind of expand out in each direction. So just for this one example, I'm going to place this kind of in the middle between the 2 points. It doesn't have to be there, it's just that I'm showing you this one right now. Now, from these 2 corners of that edge, I'm going to extend these lines, this plane over here, towards this point.
And this point will go there.
Same thing on this side. And I don't have to draw every line all the way to the vanishing point. I just have to imagine that if it continued,
Hindi, lagyan mo
it
sa
would
table.
hit
Doon sa labas.
that point. Then I kind of cut these off. And now to establish the top plane, I just go from these corners that I have now, and from there converge it. And these are going to start getting more and more horizontal. The closer we get to that horizon line, the more eye-level things become, and they get more and more foreshortened. And so we're not seeing as much of it. But that's kind of a common mistake, is that as you get closer, you're supposed to flatten it, but people will just draw it up more than it actually should be to make it more of a square. Because we know that the top of a box is a square, or a rectangle. So see how this corner over here, from here to here, is very flat. It's almost a horizontal line. Whereas down here, it's very pointy, because they're just farther away. Down here, it would be really pointy, really distorted. So we have all these converging lines, these 3 going to this vanishing point, and these 3 going to that vanishing point. Now the vertical axis, these are all perfectly vertical and parallel, because we have not rotated our box down or up. So we have said that this is 2-point perspective, this is a decision we made, and the box is still parallel, it's facing the picture plane. We might still be above it or we might be below it, but it's still parallel to the picture plane overall. We haven't rotated it this way. And because this was in the middle, these two planes are equal. Now, what happens when we start rotating this box? What happens to these vanishing points? As we rotate the box, one point gets closer to the middle and the other gets farther. Alright, let's get another picture plane in there. And this time, just to show you this as an example, I'm going to make the horizon line a little bit uneven. It's going up. Alright, so I'm going to...
So here, it's on your eye level. This one is a bird's eye view. Kita mo yung top. And here, kita mo yung bottom.
And these three going to that vanishing point. Now the vertical axis, let's face it.
The gummy with a mega...
Perspective, we were looking directly at this plane. None of the edges are going away from us, so we don't have to converge any of them into the distance. Now, what happens when we start rotating this box? What happens to these vanishing points? As we rotate the box, one point gets closer to the middle, and the other gets farther. Alright, let's get another picture plane in there. And this time, just to show you this as an example, I'm going to make the horizon line a little bit uneven. It's going up. Alright, so I'm going to put the first vanishing point right here, and then the second vanishing point I'm going to put farther away. Let's just say it's outside of the picture plane that I'm drawing. And then instead of putting that box, again, between the 2 points, I'm going to put it over here. And notice what I did here. I drew that edge perpendicular to the horizon line because I've now decided that my eye level, I am tilted. And so the ground is tilted. My whole world is tilted. So if I'm drawing a box that is on the ground, I have not tilted it in any way. I've only rotated it, spun it around on that vertical axis. If that's happening, then it's going to be perpendicular to the horizon line, right? Because if you stand something up on the ground, straight up, it's vertical, right? If I do this, now I'm rotating it. So now what happens to these planes because the vanishing points are so different? This one's really close, this one's really far. So you see how this one is converging quite a bit. It's getting smaller really fast. This one is not getting smaller really fast. It stays, fairly parallel, just because it takes a lot longer for it to reach its point. So this one looks more like a perfect square. Not really, it's still converging, just less. So it's going to be wider. Whereas this point is getting